Hello, my name is Marta Brooks, and I am a pharmacist and president of a healthcare regulatory consulting and communications company located in Beechwood, Ohio, ProEd Communications. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your time to view this video encapsulating my special article that is upcoming in the Mayo Clinic Proceedings entitled Mitigating Safety Risks of Drugs with a Focus on Opioids. Are risk evaluation and mitigation strategies the answer? I was prompted to write this article given the current state of risk evaluation and mitigation strategies, or REMS as I will refer to them, as it's not only a matter of healthcare policy, but patient access to safe and effective medications. It is a timely topic and relevant given the ongoing efforts to improve the implementation, the effectiveness of REMS programs as mandated by the FDA Safety and Innovation Act of 2012, which is actually an extension of the 2007 mandate. Approximately 40% of all newly approved drugs have some level of safety restrictions, including REMS. So today's REMS is really sort of the flavor du jour of setting the standard for improving the benefit-risk profile of REMS drugs. So what are REMS? They are enforceable and structured plans designed to mitigate the specific risks of specific drugs. Examples of some of those risks include severe liver damage, allergic reactions, and those are just a couple of the examples. REMS do vary in their scope and complexity depending on the magnitude of the risks that need to be mitigated. Some of the common REMS elements include med guides, which have actually been around for a while. And then there are other elements, and as you can see from the figure on the screen, there's increasing levels of risk and therefore different elements to address that risk. And this is also included in Table 1 within the article. The core issue is whether this latest attempt at mitigating safety risks is achieving its intended outcomes, i.e. Mitigating the risk of effective medications, or are there unintended consequences such as creating an extra burden on the healthcare system and providers, as well as perhaps limiting access to medications for patients. The approved shared REMS for extended release and long-acting opioid analgesics or ERLA REMS as I will refer to it, provides an excellent lens through which to examine the issues. Arguably, the opioids are one of the compelling reasons that we've moved to REMS, and the non-medical use of opioids can really trace some of its roots, at least back to the approval of OxyContin in 1996, where we saw an explosion of the illicit availability and abuse of opioid narcotics. The figure that's now on your screen is showing the consequences of this availability in the sense that there is a dramatic rise in overdose deaths since 1999 from opioid analgesics. If we fast forward to present day with the approval of Zohydro-ER, we have that being the first single entity hydrocodone to be approved, has met with significant scrutiny from a number of key stakeholders, and yet there are those in the chronic pain management community who have been very vocal about the need for additional tools for their armamentarium, and obviously the FDA has supported that. So we find ourselves asking a similar question, which is, will the ERLA opioid REMS be able to stem the tide of opioid abuse, misuse, and accidental overdose while maintaining access to those medications for patients with legitimate medical needs? This represents a policy issue in and of itself, but also a wonderful surrogate for the current challenges of the REMS programs. As I delve into the various issues related to REMS, one of the ones that's at the top of the list is actually the burden that's placed on the healthcare system and its many stakeholders. This includes physicians, nurses, pharmacists, pharmacies, wholesalers, distributors, the government, the pharmaceutical industry, and not the least of which is patients. So in the end, the article is providing a context for the current level of implementation and effectiveness and the strides that still need to be made to improve their utility for all involved. And I would postulate to you that the most important thing is that the FDA can't do this on their own in terms of the necessary risk management strategies and efforts around mitigating the risks of drugs and REMS drugs and opioids in particular, and that they need the help and support of physicians and other healthcare professionals to improve their use and utility. In closing, I thank you for reviewing this video. I hope that the article itself is informative and thought-provoking. I asked myself if REMS, the tool that they were and are intended to mitigate safety risks, are they working? And I would say that the jury is still out, but there is great potential. And in turn, I would ask you to ask yourself, what can I do to help with REMS drugs and REMS implementation and effectiveness so that in the end you are helping your patients? Thank you.
We hope you found this presentation from the content of Mayo Clinic Proceedings valuable. Our journal's mission is to promote the best interests of patients by advancing the knowledge and professionalism of the physician community. If you are interested in more information about us, our homepage is www.mayoclinicproceedings.org. There you will find access information for our social media content, such as additional videos on our YouTube channel or journal updates on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter. More information about healthcare at Mayo Clinic is available at www.mayoclinic.com. This video content is copyrighted by Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research.